All right, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo today. Yes. All right, habla español, anyone? Yeah. Hey, very good. That's all I know. Sorry. Sorry. All right, just a couple of announcements. Next week we start the watercolor painting classes again. If you're interested in that, you can sign up at the front desk. Also, the Hobby Lobby trip was rescheduled. It was supposed to be Monday, and I think it's Wednesday. Where's Sally? I don't know. I think it's Wednesday. It's on the board. So if you're signed up for that, that will take place on Wednesday. A couple of things going on next week. The Springtown meeting is Tuesday, the 9th at 7 p.m., and that's at Valley Chapel. And also Wednesday, May 10th, is the annual Uxbridge Elderly Connection meeting, and that's here at 5 o'clock. So hope to see you at those events. Sally, do you have anything?
I got maracas. I think I gave all of you at least one maraca. Come on, babies, let's shake out maracas! Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys! It's not much, and I don't think, is anybody here Mexican? No, but today we are. It's just like St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's a little bit on every holiday. Okay? So shake your maracas today. Enjoy your day. Pat, how did your dessert come out?
Awesome. We're having tres leche today. Cake.
Woo!
Traditional Mexican.
Yes. So let's enjoy it. Enjoy the day. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget, I love you. And you. And sometimes you.
We want to thank the OLV students for coming today. Thank you. We appreciate that. And of course the chief and Jean are here today. Thank you for our monthly lunch and learn. And we have Kelly, town clerk, today too, so she's going to be presenting. So thank you. All right, so let's do a moment of silence before lunch. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Lunch and Learn. My name is Mark Momany. I'm Chief Police here in Uxbridge, and I typically join you once every month to come and have dinner with you and tell you what's going on and present you with a guest speaker. We got a great guest speaker for you today. A couple announcements. I know you've already heard it, but town meeting is the 9th at Valley Chapel. Vote early and often. Come on down. And a couple of things going on at the police department I want to let you make sure you're aware of. The first is we have a new detective. For those of you who remember Steve Pryor, Steve is retiring after a long career. So Officer Kyle Tripp is going to be taking his place as the detective. And we also have a new sergeant. Anybody remember Dave Bergeron, Sergeant Bergeron? Yeah. Sergeant Bergeron is retiring as well. And so Officer Mastro Mateo is taking his place. We call him Mastro because no one can pronounce Mastro Mateo. But he'll be taking the supervisor's spot. So that's all good news. And we have one piece of bad news as well. Those of you who know Peter Emmerich was our lieutenant for a long time, and he is extremely ill, and I ask that you all take a moment to say a prayer for Peter at some point, because we're told that he's not doing very well. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers if you would. And I'd like to introduce to you our guest speaker. Kelly Cote is here today, and she is the town clerk, and she's going to talk to you all about voting and the town meeting and the election. We got an election coming up, so please give your attention to Kelly.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Kelly Cote, as Chief said. I have been town clerk here for about 15 years. And I just wanted to stop by today and touch base a little bit with some things coming up in the next couple weeks. Very important events that are happening. Tuesday, the 9th, is the spring town meeting. Town meeting is one of the oldest forms of government, one of the most local and pieces that all citizens can get involved in and make sure that you're voting and your voice is heard when it comes to your local town. So we try to encourage a lot of people to come. Unfortunately, in a town of approximately 14,000 people, we usually only get about 120 people to come to town meeting. We would love to get that number up. We would love for people to get more involved. You can always go online, or we can make sure that copies of the warrant get brought here so everyone can understand what's going on. There are some really big issues up at town meeting this year. Our annual budget is getting voted on, so we can hopefully make some upgrades to some of the town buildings we have, some of the other facilities that we need, and some of the things that just need, the annual maintenance and upkeep that we have going on, as well as other projects in town. Some road work getting done, where we're potentially may have a big Y coming in, and there's a vote regarding some issues with that. So just some really things that hit home, and they're really local, and we want everyone to be able to voice their opinion when it comes to those choices. 2 weeks after town meeting, we have the annual town election. Again, it's a local election, so this is our opportunity to vote in the boards and committees that assist with the running of the town. Our Board of Selectmen, we have 1 seat open this year. We have our Finance Committee, which is an advisory committee that helps guide the town in how we spend our money and how we stay fiscally responsible and make sure that everything is done correctly. Our Board of Health, our School Committee, which we've had a little bit of turmoil in the last little bit. We want to make sure that we're again getting everybody out to vote and making it accessible to everybody. Every election you have the ability to vote by mail or absentee vote. I do have applications that I brought, and Lisa will have them here and available for you. The deadline to get the applications back to me is the 17th of May. The election is on the 23rd. So if you can't get to the election itself on election day, by all means, please request an absentee ballot or an early voting ballot so we want everybody to voice their opinion and to be engaged and take part in the decisions that are made about the town. Elections, again, are very important. There are also 6 questions on the ballot this time. These are charter changes that were voted over the last couple of town meetings. So once a charter change, which is equatable to the Constitution of Uxbridge, to make those changes, not only does it have to pass at town meeting, but it then has to go to election. So these are questions that had passed at town meeting, and now this is the next phase. So there will be 6 questions on the ballot relating to charter changes that are coming up. So this is a very important election. So I would love to be able to get you guys absentee ballots and early voting ballots and keep you engaged in the community. This year is, I'll call it a slow year for elections. We only have the town election, the local election. The next election after that will be March, which is the presidential primary. So I would hope and I would love to maybe set up a time to come back prior to that election. Things are handled a little bit differently for state elections, and I would love to, again, make sure that everybody has the opportunity and the knowledge to take part in our elections. Anybody have any questions? Sure.
If an article is voted down at a town meeting, because the attendance is so low, and we have so many people, can that be voted on a ballot? Or does it have to pass?
It depends what the article or question is at town meeting. There's only certain things that can really be put on a ballot, an election ballot. Not everything can.
Okay, for example, I live in Blackstone,
Yep.
and I went to a town meeting, there were like 330 people there, and they voted to buy St. Teresa's Church.
Yep.
And the people voted, because they had two-thirds of the vote. And so they voted it out. So it's only, what else can they do to have more people in the town and not go to the meetings?
Unfortunately, you can't. The law doesn't allow for absentee or early voting for town meetings. You actually have to be there in person to vote. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's what I was just saying, we need to get more people there. Here in Uxbridge, our average is only 120, so that was you had a good turnout for Blackstone to get that many people at a town meeting. And again, with a lot of very important, we have 21 articles on the upcoming town meeting warrant that'll happen on Tuesday. So it's 21 very important issues that, you're absolutely right, depending on how many come, we're gonna have 120 to 150 people making those decisions for the 14,000 residents in town. So I again would love to be able to get more people engaged.
Do you allow proxies at the town meeting?
No, you have to be there in person, unfortunately. Any more questions? Thank you all for having me today, and again, I look forward to coming back.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to mention that one of the articles that's going up is to fund security improvements to the school system. So it's very important, and if you can get there, please do. We appreciate it, and thank you very much, Kelly, for coming down. We appreciate it. Kelly's on her day off. She came down here on her day off to be with you. Thank you all very much.